And welcome back for those of you that joined us for Saturday morning new distributor training. And if you're just tuning in right now, welcome to first Saturday of the period team-wide meeting. I'm excited about the information I'm going to share with you. I can see, yeah, it looks like pretty much everybody stuck around for the team meeting. Good to see you. And let's see here. I'm going to just kind of give a little heads up. Let me see who's with me here. Reid, I'm going to invite you over to this side if you give me the okay here in a couple of minutes. I think Pat had a meeting to go attend to. But yeah, let me know, Reid, if you got a minute to join me. I want to cover a few things real quick, and then we'll do any questions that you have. We had our Diamond Club call. Perfect, Reid. Yeah, give me just a couple of minutes. I'll bring you over here so we can get your input. We had our Diamond Club call this morning with Jerem Daystrup going through a lot of information with the Diamond Club. And man, I'll tell you what, we are setting ourselves up for something really, really serious here beginning of the year. So let me get through a couple quick announcements, and I'm going to ask Reid Nelson, for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with Reid. He's an incredibly experienced network marketer. Him and his wife Yvonne joined Zija here, I believe, about 2 years ago because they saw, they saw what we were putting together, where Zija was going to be going, and he's going to have some really great perspective for you. So let's see here. Something I wanted to point out. And for those of you who were on the new distributor training just a few minutes ago, or maybe watched it on the video link replay, I commented how I've seen so many things in the industry over the last 30, almost 34 years now, knowing what was about to happen with Zija. And we had a statistic that really is going to give you the perspective of what's about to happen. Here in this last period 133, the 4 weeks leading up till ended yesterday, Zija International is doing things that other companies only dream about. This past period, the 28 days of period 133, we had every single day higher sales volume than the previous period each day. Every single day of the last 28 days, we were topping the previous period. Folks, that's unprecedented. I'm not exactly sure that I recall what Jerem said, but nobody can remember when we had, daily increases over the previous period, every single day. That is a surefire sign of momentum being created. When I track the numbers. Okay, I track my organizational volume every single day, and I was seeing some great results. But it did not occur to me this level of significance, and it's important for me to impress upon you because your own personal Zija business is either a reflection of what the company overall is doing, or it's not. It's one or the other. If you're doing the things that create momentum, then you've noticed it as well. Okay, because everything, a rising tide raises all boats, but you got to have your boat in the water. Okay, you can't expect to see significant growth in your business if your boat isn't in the water. What's that mean? Are you doing the activities that create momentum? Sharing the product on a daily basis, sharing the opportunity on a daily basis. And as you develop distributors, teaching them how to do the same. And in the beginning, you may not be the person that can teach your new distributors. So you plug into the resources of your upline diamonds, resources like we create, for the organization Zija at large. I mean, as I look through the list of attendees, I mean, there are people that aren't part of my personal organization that plug into these calls on a daily basis. For those of you, and this is just applies to those of you that are maybe, you know, golds and above, you're building organizations, you're working with your team members. We have lost our data summary page with the new rolling 4-week period. That Jerem said that will be returned to us. It's a very valuable tool. I use that tool every single day. It's going to be brought back to us before the end or by the end of this period. He said it'd probably be sooner than that, but that's worst case scenario. I'm just going to go through these notes real quick because I want Reid on here to be working with me on this. Product of the period, folks. I got to tell you something. You want a surefire introduction to our company products. The paracarp oil. I'm not saying that right. Paracarp oil. This is an incredible product. This is the product of the period, deeply discounted. If you have not yet experienced this product, take advantage of it. The product of the period is available to you so long as you've been consistent with your own personal Zija orders. The product of the period with the deep discount is this product. Now, in addition to getting a lot of gas from my buddies about liking Ariana Grande, imagine how much I get when I talk about my skincare regime. It's not easy being me sometimes, right? This stuff is awesome. I love this stuff. Fellas, use this as your aftershave, you know, face preparation. You're going to love life. This is the best thing in the world. You know, I love this product, but that's our product of the period. Folks, the holiday bundles are now present in your back office. You need to be looking at that because these are great bundles that you can be utilizing during this season. Experience them yourself. Some of the products you've already used, but these are great starting points for people to try your product. And if you ask people to try your product, let them know that you appreciate their support in your new business, that if they try the products, you're gonna love them. If they don't, they get their money back, and that won't bother them a bit. Can I count on you to support my efforts? These holiday bundles are great introductions to your Zija products. We will be having Black Friday promotions and Cyber Monday promotions. That's really all I'm going to say about that, because what you want to use those, for those of you that are building your business, you don't really want to be promoting those two events until the day of the event. The information is going to be released for a Black Friday promotion Thursday evening, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. Okay, and it'll run all the way through the end of Friday, midnight Mountain Time. And the same thing on Cyber Monday, it'll be released on Sunday. But let me give you a little clue on the best way to promote this. Don't promote it, okay? Wait until it's launched, then be ready to pull the trigger. And the best way to take advantage of these is to have a lot of people in the funnel between now and Thanksgiving, and between now and you know, the Sunday following Thanksgiving. Be talking to people about the product. Be talking to people about what you're doing, so that when the announcement is made, then you'll have people to go, oh, by the way, I know you were thinking about getting, you know, trying some of my products. We've got a Black Friday special that you're going to want to take advantage of. Here it is. Here's the link. Okay. Same thing for Cyber Monday. Don't promote it in advance, but promote it as it happens. That would be my suggestion to you. Let's see here. The Zija Mastery class in Bellevue, Washington, December the 1st. I believe they said 25 openings are available for that. It's limited to a small intimate group, so everybody can take advantage of that. That's in Bellevue, Washington, December the 1st. We did note, you know, there are a number of A number of you have noticed that our call hold times or wait times calling the distributor support, the call center, have been increasing. Yes, they're increasing. Okay, that is an artifact of the growth that we're going through. One of the things that corporate shared with us, there are certain things that are consistent about the questions that are being asked. Link generator, the basic 30 kit, GQ bonus requirements, movement of your Zedger rewards order because of the rolling periods. These are things that are really training issues. And so we will be doing little snippets here and there. People like myself, Pat Anderson, Reid Nelson, some of the other leaders will post short little vignettes on training on that to kind of give you assistance on that and cut down on the amount of time that corporate's spending on those questions that we can have through that. Just stay tuned. I'll be issuing links to various trainings as part of my team emailing list. If you don't receive my team email and you would like to, go to my website, fredholmes.com, click on contact. You'll see all my contact information there, you know, my telephone number, you know, my email address, my favorite color, all that kind of stuff. But you'll also see if you scroll down, you'll see a place where you can enroll in my newsletter. That's just the team email list. Go ahead and sign up for that. You'll get those emails. One last comment that I'm going to bring Reid over. We have two major corporate events scheduled in March. Plano, Texas in March, and then the weekend following in Cincinnati. These will be the major corporate events for the first half of 2019. You want to plug into one of those, at least one of those. Okay, I'm going to do my very best to be at both so I can see all members of the organization. But you want to plug into at least one of those events. That's where all the major corporate announcements for the first half of the year are going to be. You need to understand it's this kind of event that not only can you benefit from it, but if you're like the leaders in Zedger and you promote the event, get your team members to get together. You know, it is an investment of financial resources, of time, and that sort of thing. That's why most people won't be able to do both events. But pick one. Pick the one that most of your team's going to be at and promote it. Get them there. Let's say you can get to Plano, Texas, but you can't get to Cincinnati the following weekend, but you're going to have team members there. Let us know, okay? One of us is going to be there. We'll work with your team members. But be very clear on this. These kind of events are really the glue that keeps together the organization and advances your personal organization because of the exposure. Those of you that were at the convention this year, especially if it was your first convention, imagine the benefit to your organizations if you could have your new team members at an event like that. So March, I think it's the second week in March for Plano, third week in March for Cincinnati. Get yourself registered now. Get your hotel room booked. Get your plane ticket booked. Get those things done, because once you've committed to going, you will find it so much easier to get your team members to get it going. And so with that, I'm going to bring Reid Nelson over. For those of you that maybe aren't familiar with Reid and Yvonne, they have, you know, decades of experience. Reid, I'm going to bring you over right now. Here we go. Decades of experience in the industry. Reid has seen this type of momentum. Hey, Reid, good to see you, sir.
Good morning.
Sure glad I didn't wear my black T-shirt with the collar with the Zedger, because we would have been twinsies or something today. I was just saying, you know, Reid, and it's been a great privilege to get a chance to spend time with Reid and his wife, to get to know them better. I've known of Reid in our industry for a number of years. Reid has got, you know, I think you also started when you were 4 or 5. I think you've got over 40 years of experience in the industry. He's a modest guy. All I can tell you, I'll tell you two things. Reid buries me in income from this profession, and he and his wife have more network marketing experience and tenure in their little finger than I've been able to accomplish. And so it's a tremendous value to hear from somebody like Reid, who's been there, done that. He bought the t-shirts that prove it. Okay, he paid for them. Reid, you were on the Diamond Club call. I'm sure that you sensed with that one little statement that Jerem made about, every single day last period, we were increasing sales. We topped the previous corresponding day in the period before. Every day. I mean, that is unheard of. Maybe you can, with the team, give a little perspective of not only where we're going with Zija, because I know when we first talked, when we first met, you didn't join Zija at that time because of where we were, but rather because of where we were going. Maybe you can share a little perspective on, what's happening right now and how to best take advantage of the next 52 days before we hit the beginning of 2019.
Sure. Thank you. And thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Good. Holidays are really interesting, aren't they? I always tell everybody, and I've said this for, like you said, decades, the bottom line is, how many days is Thanksgiving? One. How many days is Christmas? One. However, it is definitely a distracting time. There's no question about that. And so what we want to do during those time periods, number one, is pay close attention. Be aware of everything going on around you. For many years, we made it a habit and a point to sponsor somebody new in our businesses on Christmas Day. And for about 20 years in a row, we actually did that. People would show up at family events, they'd bring friends with them and this and that and other thing, and we get into little discussions, and all of a sudden we'd be in my office going, sign here, and that, I don't expect you to do that, by the way, but what I do expect people to do is continue their effort, continue to talk to people, continue to make connections, strengthen your relationships with family, friends. People are more open to talk this time of year than any other time of the year. They're happier. They just things are good, And so I tell people, take Thanksgiving off, absolutely sure. Maybe even Thanksgiving Eve, whatever, be time with your family and all that. But on Friday, instead of going Black Friday shopping, let's go Black Friday promoting. Let's turn that into a weekday. We don't even know what that looks like yet, but it's going to happen. It's good for our business. Let's take advantage of it. And when Christmas rolls around, I'll be right up front with you. I tell everybody, work really hard right up to about the 22nd. And from that point on through Christmas Day, it's really not going to be very good. Most people are going to be shut down for the most part. I get that. Me too. But then so from the 22nd to maybe the 26th, have a nice time. 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, last 5 days, work. Because, every major pin that we ever gotten, ever, was done in December.
Wow.
All of them. And so it was like, we just have to work twice as much. And that's okay. You can do it if you make up your mind to do it. Or if you think, well, nobody wants to talk to me, that's what you're going to get. Nobody's going to talk to me. And they won't, because that's what you're projecting. So we don't want to do that. So plan it out so that you have the days off you're going to take off. Do it. Just put them in the calendar. And then everything else is just another day at the office. If you have a regular JOB, guess what? They expect you to be at work. You may have Christmas Day off. If it's a holiday, if it's a Friday or Saturday, you may get a 3 or 4 day weekend out of it. Okay. Other than that, you're expected at work. And so our thing here is, most people just don't take, since there's really not very much to lose, Fred. That's the biggest problem with network marketing. You don't have a lot of skin in the game, and so you've got, gee whiz, I bought a diamond pack. That's a lot of money. What would it cost me to buy a brand new Peterbilt?
Oh,
I was going to be a truck.
Yeah.
Big money.
You want to be a truck driver before you can start making money? You got to drop 100, 150 grand in equipment.
Exactly. And so if you want to buy a used one, okay, spend 60, 70 grand on something decent, whatever. And so, here, there's not a whole lot to lose. So it's really easy to say, that didn't work. No big deal. If you treat this seriously, I posted something a minute ago, because I made an audio cassette years and years ago. And I called it Say Less to More People.
One of my
Don't talk
favorite
so
phrases.
much. Yeah, don't talk so much. Just talk to a lot of people. Plant a lot of seeds, do a lot of things. And so, I think about this whole thing as you said it really well. Actually, we've been there. We've seen what this is about to do. We wanted to make sure that when we looked at this, the company was at least 10 years old, which is right at 10 when we looked at it. They'd survived the test of time. Ken Brailsford knew what the heck he was doing, where most companies don't. And so it was a pleasure to meet him for the first time. I guarantee you that. And so you can have every confidence that that your group can double and triple and quadruple, and even if it's just you and a couple other people right now, you can get 100 people in your group by year's end if you choose to do so. Okay, it's a decision, right? And then you just go for it, right? And you have fun with it to do that. But you can witness. Some of our friends used to call it unconscious competence.
Mm-hmm.
Unconscious competence. That means I've seen people get to the diamond rank and above in our other business. They don't know how they got there. They have no idea. They just got wrapped up in that momentum.
Mm-hmm.
They got wrapped up in the energy. We have to understand energy, because if people don't buy what you know, they buy you.
Right.
They buy you. And so if you're believable, you're sincere, you're enthusiastic, that attracts people to you. What you're telling them, maybe a little, but if you're really excited about something, people go, wow, what's up with that? What's up? And so it's that energy we put out there to people that really, really matters. So if you really want to see something happen in your business, be happy, smile a lot, use the products, get healthy. People will go, wow, what happened to you? You look great. You couldn't tell Fred's 92 years old. He looks more like 65. It's amazing. I tell people all the time, I'm 92 going on 25. We're going backwards, not forward, right? And so for me to you, this is not rocket science. We just have to talk to a lot of people. You said it really well earlier. Share the product, share the opportunity, do it a lot, duplicate that with other people, and away we go. That's what we do. That's what we do. The stories are amazing. Stories sell. All your explanations of how things work don't. Nobody cares. They don't care how it works. They care if it works.
Right.
Same thing with a business. And people expect you to quit. So don't give them that luxury. You still in that deal? Yeah, still that deal. And I always say, you still working? Oh, you still got that job? Oh, yeah. So, be happy. Believe in what you have. Believe the product. Believe the business opportunity. You do that with sincerity and enthusiasm, you're going to win the game. But you're only going to win the game if you're talking to somebody. You do have to communicate with people. And so just do that a whole bunch. And the most important thing, I posted something else the other day too, it's not about how. It's always about why.
Always.
It's always about the why. And so identify what really drives you, and this will become an easy situation for you. What we do isn't easy. It's very simple, and so it's really not very hard. We just, all the fears and all the anxieties come up all the time and all that, we all have that. Everybody does, and, but if your dream is big enough and it's really your dream, not somebody else's. I remember I had this big dream vision board once upon a time. I had this great big old monster motorhome on it, 40-foot diesel pusher. Wow, amazing. I need to get that big, great tax break, right? So we went out and bought one. Dumbest thing we ever did in our lives. Everybody else had one. Why don't we get one, right? I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I'd rather get on an airplane and get there. Stay in the hotel, have room service, whatever. But if that's your dream and it turn you on, great. Do that. Work towards those things. Maybe it's just to be, to get that new home you wanted. your dream home. You get that dream car you want. Fred, you got a really phenomenal Beamer. You know, it's a phenomenal car. You know, I'm a car freak, absolute car maniac. You know, so I was sharing some of my cars with people the other day. Go, you had all that at one time? Yeah, it was a we had fleet insurance. You know, so but that was my thing. It turned me on. Some other things don't. You know, find out what makes people tick. The most important thing you can do is ask questions to people, find out what they really want. So if you can find out what their need is and fill it, you're going to have a lot of fun with this business. A lot of fun. So, you know, I don't want to just ramble here, but you know what? This is not rocket science. It's a dream. It's a vision. It's what you project to other people, right? And so, project well. Project well.
Reid, I'm so glad you were available, folks. You have no idea how many pearls of wisdom Reid just rattled off the top of his head. Reid, I'm going to tell you right now, you were not this good 40 years ago, right? Okay.
No.
You see, you can only, let me see if I can phrase this correctly. You only have the ability to see and understand the incredible things that Reid just shared with you in the last 10 minutes if you've already experienced, you know, or have learned those things. Hopefully you were taking notes on the exact words he was saying, because I know what Reid was saying. And the key to understanding this is that Reid was not this good 40 years ago. He was better after 10 years, and he's better now than he's ever been. But how did he get to where he is? One day at a time, one customer at a time, one distributor at a time, joining meetings like this. Reid, I appreciate you more than you know, my friend. You're a breath of fresh air. You inspire me. You and Yvonne inspire me. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Fred. See you, everybody.
All right, we'll let Reid go back to the other side. Folks, I really do hope you were jotting down notes. A couple of the key things in the real world, you know, the real world, where you show up, you work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. They pay you enough money to keep you there, but that's it. And you know you're going to spend the next, you know, 20, 30, 40 years doing the same thing. In the real world, they give you one day off for Thanksgiving and one day off for Christmas. I was taught this my first year in network marketing, and I worked my business like I only got one day off for Christmas and one day off for Thanksgiving. And the rest of the time I was working my business, even when it was part-time. As many of you know, Zeej has always been part-time for me. You will not see the results of today's activities today. You'll see them tomorrow or next week or next month. You will not see the results of this week's activities this week. You'll see them next month, 3 months, 6 months down the road. Here's what I can guarantee you. I can't guarantee you that every single person you're going to talk to in the next 52 days between now and the end of the year is going to buy your products or sign up in your opportunity. What I can guarantee you is the person you didn't talk to today is not going to be joining your business or buying your products. Okay, what I do know is that if you follow the leaders, okay, people like Reid Nelson, people like, you know, David Moses, people like Pat Anderson, and so many other, you know, incredibly successful people in our profession, simply do what the successful people are doing. They're working every single day. They're doing it consistently with full faith and belief that the activities they engaged in today will come to fruition down the road. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and close down first Saturday of the period team-wide meeting. We've got a full agenda coming up this week. Your number one focus for the next 28 days, starting today, is who can you share the product with? Who can you share the opportunity with? Who can you plug into your upline? It doesn't make any difference what you say or how you do it, so long as you're sharing the story. the story of the natural health revolution, and the story of this incredible opportunity that is changing people's lives every single day. So hopefully that's helpful, folks. We'll look forward to seeing you. Well, we got, David Moses doing his MIT on Monday, Millionaires in Training. Tuesday night, Pat Anderson, online business presentation. Wednesday, Health Talks with Pat. Go to clubmoringa.com, clubmoringa.com to get those particular links to join those. Thursday night, Biz Talks. And I think Thursday night, Thursday night, don't miss Biz Talks. Amy McKenzie is going to have Amika Volger as her guest. You're going to want to be part of that particular presentation. And then right back here again next Saturday, Candace Smiley is going to be doing new distributor training. You don't want to miss it. All right, folks, call it a day for now. We'll see you on the other side. Take care. Bye-bye.